GM everyone, I'll get started here in just a minute. All right, GM everyone. Today is Monday, August 8th, 2022. It's time for the weekly ops rant. First up, we have Donna in support. GM Donna.
Hello and GM everybody. For support stats, we had 126 new tickets, which is a 41% increase from last week's numbers. Full resolution time is at zero point 0.3 hours. First reply median time is at 23 minutes, and 81% of the tickets were resolved in one touch. Total solved tickets is at 116, which is a 14% increase from the previous week's report. And then last week we had 1,500 help desk views. Um, we have the Wallet Connect feature help desk article up. Link is on the spreadsheet. And then we're currently working on the product and the engineering team on getting the support widget up on app.shapeshift.com to drive users that may have questions or need help, so that it's easy for them to reach out to support. And then lastly, CryptoMeg's maternity leave starts next week, August 15th. So if you wish to communicate with her, you have till this week to do so. Mogi will be acting as interim workstream leader, handling payroll and represent the team in leadership calls. That's it for me. Thanks everyone and happy Monday.
Thank you for those updates, Donna. GM. Next up, we got H Payne Marketing Growth. GM H Payne.
PM, Ron, and everyone. Good to hear your voice on a beautiful Monday. It has been such a great day today. This last week, we shipped a bunch of great stuff. We had a Domain DAO partnership tweet that went out. Very exciting stuff. We also shipped our first monthly newsletter video. If you guys have not checked it out, go to our Twitter, check it out. It's very succinct, very fun to even just listen to as you're driving to work. Very, very, very engaging. Looking to shipping more of those as these months roll out, sort of make those more engaging and concise. We also launched a DAP Back Twitter campaign, which generated over 1,100 engagements on Twitter specifically. In addition, launching AVAX on our blog and socials that generated over 700 engagements, as well as our LATAM international community blog and multi-currency support, which was very exciting to see on our Medium. As well, if you missed our office hours, you should go back and watch and listen to those videos again, maybe while you're driving to get a coffee. We had some great metrics, so go and watch the recording and check out what we've been up to. This upcoming week, we are planning on launching our UTXO support campaign, leading with Doge. And once Litecoin and everything is all finalized and we hear the final word from Ops Engineering, that is going to go ship live on our end. Lastly, we have an idle finance integration, hopefully launching on the 9th. That is tomorrow. Again, pending what we hear from Ops and Engineering, and an AMA for sure on the 10th. So if you want to find out more about what idle is, what you can do there, stop on by. It's 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, hosted by our very own Kent on our main stage. And then Cow Swap is planned to be marketed next week, although it's potentially going live this week. We'll play it by ear. And that's all I got for you, Ron. Thanks.
Thanks, H Payne. Next up, we got the newly formed Globalization slash LATAM Labs workstream, GM.
Hey, PTT, GM, GM, Pain. Love the energy. Great Monday to everyone. So, quick updates about globalization and Latin offices. So, we started our translation flow for German and Russian. So, setup is ready in our GitHub repositories. We intend to run this process at the beginning of our operations on this month. Second, we are pushing translations, pull requests, and DAO's repositories for Portuguese, Spanish, and French. So far, we did 3 merges and updated. Sorry. Um, Next one, we have been studying possibilities in Colombia. There's a couple of events that will go and take place in Colombia, like Cosmoverse in Medellin and DevCon in Bogota. So we've been studying our possibilities to send some foxes there and be in real life doing what we love, events, right? Our inaugural office hours will take place on August 15 at 2 p.m. MST, so don't miss our first office hours. We've been placing some powerful backlinks for regional landing pages, any SEO and search engine optimization performance. The first one is a release in being crypto, so everybody can click on the spreadsheet and see what we have been doing in surface media, right? And lastly, we are building a next level media partnership in Brazil. Vlad will participate in a TV show, so we are really excited. And congratulations, Vlad, for building these bridges. And that's out for Global. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Smith. Next up, we got GK and the Mod Squad. GMGK.
Um, I'm double checking the raid number. Okay. Users were starting positive again. 7-day was 45 new users, and 14-day was now 103. There was 2 raids this week. I just updated that. Okay. Role stuff. The languages as new people enter, and obviously everybody can change your language if you like, different ones. If you choose English, you can uncheck it and choose it, but you might have to do it twice if you already have it, if you want to remove it. I'm still adding, I think I just added general to everybody's language. So still have a few things to work on that, but it's definitely a different look if you want to get rid of everything. um, Spanish, French, Portuguese have their own channel in category and channel. The others are still in the global unit. I did that. Basically, if there's going to be problems, let me know. DM me. I'm always open. And it was definitely a little harder to think about than was set up, so I'm glad it wasn't too bad. I did it over the weekend, so anything else? Give me a holler about it.
Thanks, GK. Great work. Next up, we got Diggy and the product team. GM Diggy.
GM. Happy Monday. So as usual, a lot going on the product side. A lot of things we're working on. So Wallet Connect 2 worked through a lot of the UX on that last week, and now working on the UI for the App Store. Hopefully we'll get that wrapped up this week, at least on the UX and the UI side. Advanced trade settings, shared that with Apotheosis at the end of last week, and we're planning to do a breakdown for that on Thursday, and that'll be all part of the swapper goodness that's going on. And then display DeFi positions across multiple protocols. This is kind of actually overlapping with the next one, multiple accounts. So on the product side, we've been working on how to display this gracefully, and then we're going to be doing a lot of usability testing on some of these parts because it's there's a lot and it's pretty complicated, and we want to make the best UX possible. And then just a reminder, we have office hours this Thursday. And then on Friday is Decentralized J's last day full time on the work stream. But hoping he's going to be around to help us out on a bounty basis beyond Friday. And that's it for me. Thanks.
Thanks, Diggy, for those updates, and wish the best to Decentralized J and whatever he's going to be doing. Next up, we got DeFi Cafe and the engineering team. GM.
GM Ron, how are we?
Doing good, doing good. How are you?
Not too bad. So we had a busy week last week. Big props to Beard and Apotheosis, and Diggy and Willie. Axlar, which is like token bridging from mainnet to Avalanche. We got a proof of concept of that demoed for some potential grant funding, which we think went particularly well. And that's actually merged to production behind a flag. Bitcoin Cash shipped last week as well, and Litecoin is just awaiting a Keep Key firmware update that Pastor tells us is being built and is just like awaiting a final test before they ship that out. So that's the last thing to turn on Litecoin. ThorChain UTXO support is getting pretty close as well. So sending out of Bitcoin Cash, Doge, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Atom as well, which is great. CalSwap, the loose ends are wrapping up there, just some things around fees and transaction display in web. Idle Finance is in progress. It's more like in review now, as of this morning since I wrote this. So that's been the external team that came along and implemented our interface, which is pretty cool for some more DeFi opportunities. So just 2 more kind of PRs to go in there. And then the new swapper work, like Diggy mentioned, is commencing. So we're calling that Swapper Goodness. So that's going to be basically like some UI changes and then some like advanced trade settings stuff that's coming in as well, plus things we need like receive addresses for like ThorChain. If you're using MetaMask, you can't have a Bitcoin address just yet. And then the Fox ETH LP page, the Fox ETH LP in the Fox page, that's in review from StackQ community contributor. So that's the first step towards sunsetting fox.shapeshift.com. So we're bringing all that functionality into the like Fox opportunities page. The LP is the first step of it, and then farming will be the next step. So yeah, that's it from engineering. Oh yeah, one last thing will be a new budget renewal proposal going up this week, but we can talk about that on governance call Thursday.
Sounds good. Thanks, DeFi. Next up,
Thank
we
you.
got Tyler in operations. GM Tyler, welcome back.
GM Ron, it's good to be back.
We missed you, Tyler.
Oh, I doubt that. Not as much as I missed you guys. I am happy to be back, catching up in the swing of things with everything DAO. And yeah, things from operations this week. There's a link to the marketing feature release thread. There's the DAO Year One Retro that I will be hosting tomorrow at 10:30 on. I believe we're probably going to do it in the general voice so we can have people contribute as well. That's usually where retros are most successful. There's a link to the triage report there, 6 reported issues. 5 of those were resolved in week for related to UI UX, 1 wallet, 1 legacy. I'm back. I'm catching up. Quite a lot happened while I was out, so please give me a little bit of time to catch up. My DMs are always open. If there's something you want to chat about, something that I need to be updated on, something you need ops help in, just reach out. I'm happy to help. In terms of the goat farm this week, Doge is live. Items with flags. Right now we have multi-currency support, Beesh, Litecoin, AVAX, Osmo, CowSwap, Fox Farming, Fox LPing, and we're still making progress on idle finance, ThorChain, chain agnosticism, legacy AWS stuff, and then the things that product and engineering mentioned as well above in their line items there. And then for the week of 8/1, we had 67 PRs and 10 repos by 5 contributors. 1 new contributor, 1 bounty created, and 1 closed successfully. And that's it from ops. GM, everyone.
Thanks for those updates, Tyler. Next up, we got Kent in Tokenomics. GM Kent.
GM Ron, and hello, fellow Foxes. Hope everybody's doing good. So for tokenomics this week, some of the things we're working on, or some relevant updates. On the governance front, the TMDC allocation proposal that Professor McCarthy put up last week has passed via soft quorum. It came close to regular quorum, but didn't quite get there. But that has passed. So that authorizes the TMDC to work with another 60 million Fox. We also, in terms of just what the work stream in general is working on, we've anybody that tuned into a recent, I believe it was last week's Tokenomics chat, heard from Prime DAO about what they're working on. So this is gonna. Oh, I'm sorry, that was 2 weeks ago. This is the D2D token swaps. We are going to have Shapeshift listed on Prime DAO in a non-committal sort of fashion, but just in a way to as a way to get the word out about Fox and the DAO's desire to swap tokens with other DAOs. This will be a potentially a really nice way for us to diversify our treasury and do so in a way that doesn't impact our stablecoin stack. So now we just need to kind of define sort of basically that listing, how it'll look, the details. And again, this isn't like we're agreeing in advance to any sort of deal, but just kind of as a good starting point for potentially soliciting deals from DAOs. On Wednesday, we'll have a AMA with the Idle Finance crew. Idle Finance is doing cool things to automate DeFi and make it more frictionless. You might think, wow, that's a perfect fit for ShapeShift. In fact, it's so good of a fit that we're working on this integration here that'll be announced soon. So tune in at noon Mountain Time on Wednesday. I'll be hosting this AMA. We'll hear all about what they're up to. And then in terms of the runway, I've just updated that with a few additional factors based on latest readings on what the August spend will be, as well as the fact that our APR on Pool 7, on the Rari Pool 7 has spiked back up. That was kind of expected. Historically, this has happened. So that, of course, adds to our the amount of interest that's accumulating. But still, factoring all that in, we still have 11 to 12 months of runway. And we continue to generate stables via our Olympus bonds, something on the order of like roughly maybe 10,000 a day, and having Fox relatively higher off those lows is good as well. So things are continuing to look pretty stable on that front. Pardon the pun. So yeah, tune in tomorrow for our tokenomics call for more on all that, and hope everybody has a great and productive week.
Thanks, Kent. Next up, we got Willie Fox and Ocean and the Fox Foundation. GM Willie Fox.
GM Ron.
GM
Ocean. GM Ocean.
Hey, Willie. Hey, PTT.
Man, it's incredible how much gets done in the DAO every week here. I love hearing all the updates and all the exciting progress just from 1 week.
Yeah, for sure. It's cool stuff. I'll give a couple updates and then hand it over to Willie. So the mobile app development is underway. I'm in the process of getting the operations team onboarded to be able to test the mobile application. Tyler, I know you were out, but you probably would want that access also. So feel free to shoot me an email and I can get you set up there. We have a board meeting on Thursday, which we're excited for. It's our quarterly board meeting, which will be great. And Toshi's been working on some of the fixes that have come from the audits for the Yieldy smart contracts, and I've been working on some code reviews for him as well. And then just as a reminder, so no one's caught off guard, we're targeting early September for the redirection of beta users over to app in the web environment. And then late September is our target for the mobile app migration of users that are currently using the legacy ShapeShift mobile applications. That's it for me.
Awesome. I just have a quick update. DeFi mentioned this, that we pitched to Axelar for phase 2 of funding, which is for an additional $200,000. It went very well. I'm sure many of you guys are wondering when we might hear the results. They have not given us any timeline or any news since the pitches. So we're waiting to hear. We've reached out to them to ask when we might expect to hear the results of their decision. And we'll let you guys know as soon as we have any updates. But for now, we are just waiting to hear back. And fortunately, the pitch did go very well, largely thanks to the proof of concept that Apotheosis and Beard put together for it. So fingers crossed. We'll let you guys know as soon as we hear any updates. That's all from the foundation, Ron.
Awesome. Thanks, Willie and Ocean. And now would be a time if anyone had a question or a comment to raise your hand or type on stage. And to answer Crypto Meg's question is $200,000 of stablecoin. So that would be a big get. Does not appear as though anyone's raising their hand, so I'm going to give everyone a few minutes back and wish everyone a great GM. GM all.